Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to our Srimad Bhagavatam Stuti series. Today is the last shloka of Srila Shukadeva Goswami's glorification of Mahavishnu. Shloka number 23 of chapter 4, canto number 2. Bhutair mahadbher ya imaf puro vibhu
Bhutermahatirya imah puro vibhu
nirmaya shete yadamushu purushaha
nirmaya shete yadamushu purushaha
Bhunte gunan shodasha shodashatmakaha
bhunte gunan shodashatmakaha
Solang krashishishta bhagavan vachamsi me.
solanka krishtishta bhagavan vachamsi me.
Word for word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
Bhutaihi,
Bhutaihi,
by the elements.
by the elements.
Mahatbihi,
Mahadbhihi,
of material creation.
of material creation.
Yaha,
Yaha,
he who.
he who.
Imaha,
Imaha,
all these.
all these.
Puraha,
Puraha,
bodies.
bodies.
Vibhuhu,
Vibhuhu,
of the Lord.
of the Lord.
Nirmaya,
Nirmaya,
for being set up.
for being set up.
Shete,
Shete,
lie down.
lie down.
Yat amushu,
Yat amushu,
one who incarnated.
one who incarnated.
Purushaha,
Purushaha,
Lord Vishnu.
Lord Vishnu.
Bhunkte,
Bhunkte,
causes to be subjected.
causes to be subjected.
Gunan,
Gunan,
the three modes of nature.
the three modes of nature.
Shodasha,
Shodasha,
in 16 divisions.
in 16 divisions.
Shodasha atmakaha,
Shodasha atmakaha,
being the generator of these 16.
being the generator of these 16.
Saha,
Saha,
he.
he.
Alankrishishta,
Alankrishishta,
may decorate.
may decorate.
Bhagavan,
Bhagavan,
the personality of Godhead.
the personality of Godhead.
Vachamsi,
Vachamsi,
statements.
statements.
May,
Mine.
Translation, may the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
May the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
who enlivens the materially created bodies
who enlivens the materially created bodies
of the elements by lying down within the universe,
of the elements by lying down within the universe,
and who in his Purusha incarnation
and who in his Purusha incarnation
causes the living being to be subjected
causes the living being to be subjected
to the 16 divisions of material modes,
to the 16 divisions of material modes,
which are his generator.
Be
pleased to decorate my statements.
Be pleased to decorate my statements.
Prabhupada writes in the purport, as a fully dependent devotee, Shukadeva Goswami, unlike a mundane man who is proud of his own capability, invokes the pleasure of the personality of Godhead so that his statements may be successful and be appreciated by the hearers. The devotee always thinks of himself as instrumental for anything successfully carried out, and he declines to take credit for anything done by himself. The godless atheist wants to take all credit for activities, not knowing that even a blade of grass cannot move without the sanction of the Supreme Spirit, the personality of Godhead. Shukadeva Goswami therefore wants to move by the direction of the Supreme Lord, who inspired Brahma to speak the Vedic wisdom. The truths described in the Vedic literatures are not theories of mundane imagination, nor are they fictitious, as the less intelligent class of men sometimes think. The Vedic truths are all perfect descriptions of the factual truth, without any mistake or illusion. And Shukadeva Goswami wants to present the truths of creation not as a metaphysical theory of philosophical speculation, but as the actual facts and figures of the subject, since he would be dictated to by the Lord exactly in the same manner as Brahmaji was inspired. I was listening to a lecture a couple of days ago, and there is a very nice statement that this young devotee made. He was giving a Bhagavatam class on a couple of shlokas ahead that we did on Shukadeva Goswami. He was talking about how the contrast to blind faith, right? There is this terminology that we use, blind faith, that people who believe in anything that they hear without using their intelligence or discriminatory power. And Prabhu was very nicely saying, similarly, there is also blind disbelief. Without using your mental capacity or intelligence, you also disbelieve everything that you hear and see. So you can't be on either extremes. You can't have complete blind faith without using some amount of intelligence, because then you're likely to get cheated. You can also have complete blind disbelief, because then where will you go in life? What is the progression in life for you if you have disbelief in a higher power, disbelief in creation, disbelief in the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Then what is the use of your life then? So you can't have extreme ends of either end of the spectrum. So the Vedic truths, Prabhupada says, are all perfect descriptions of the factual truth without any mistake or illusion. And Shukadeva Goswami wants to present the truths of creation not as a metaphysical theory of philosophical speculation, but as the actual facts and figures of the subject, since he would be dictated to by the Lord exactly in the same manner as Brahmaji was inspired. I was listening to Prabhupada's lecture yesterday, and in that lecture, Prabhupada was mentioning how in California, he had a wonderful disciple by the name Dr. Swarup Damodar Swami. And he was a PhD in chemistry. And there was a great teacher who was well known in chemistry at that time, who was taking a class in Stanford University. And he claimed that life comes from matter, which doesn't make sense at all. How can something animate arise from something inanimate? So Prabhupada says, then my disciple, my devotee, ask him a question. If you believe that life comes from matter, and if I give you all of the matter, the material elements, can you create life out of it? And the professor said, no. Then on what basis can you say that life comes from matter? Therefore, Prabhupada has written one nice book called Life Comes from Life. Life cannot come from matter. It's just not possible. So Prabhupada writes, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita 15:15, the Lord is himself the father of the Vedanta knowledge, and it is he only who knows the factual purport of the Vedanta philosophy. So there is no greater truth than the principles of religion mentioned in the Vedas. Such Vedic knowledge or religion is disseminated by authorities like Shukadeva Goswami, because he is a humble devotional servitor of the Lord who has no desire to become a self-appointed interpreter without authority. So the role of a guru is to just be a postman, as Prabhupada very nicely says. His job is to take the message and deliver it exactly as is. The postman does not open the letter and modify anything before he delivers it. So this is the beauty of the Guru Parampara. The Guru Parampara does not dilute the teachings of the Lord. Now, they may change the practices and establish it as per time, place, and circumstance, but the core teachings are never diluted or contorted to suit their purposes. That is the way of explaining the Vedic knowledge, technically known as the Parampara system or descending process. So as we know from our Bhagavad Gita classes, there are two ways in which you can acquire knowledge: Arohana Panta and Avarohana Panta. Arohana Panta means ascending process, which is you use your own intelligence to believe or disbelieve or come up with facts and theories and hypotheses. So that will take a long time to figure out who is God. But the Avarohana Panta is simply knowledge that is accepted in the Parampara system. So you don't have to waste time investigating and postulating theories on your own. You can just accept what has been there for ages coming from the Lord Himself. The intelligent man can see without mistake that any material creation, whether one's own body or a fruit or a flower, cannot beautifully grow up without the spiritual touch. The greatest intelligent man of the world or the greatest man of science can present everything very beautifully only in so far as the spirit life is there, or in so much as the spiritual touch is there. Therefore, the source of all truths is the Supreme Spirit and not gross matter, as wrongly conceived by the gross materialist. We get information from the Vedic literature that the Lord Himself first entered the vacuum of the material universe. So at first there was Mahat Tattva or Pradhana, and then the Lord enters it to agitate all of the living entities. And thus all things gradually developed one after another. Similarly, the Lord is situated as localized Paramatma in every individual being. Hence, everything is done by Him very beautifully. The 16 principal creative elements, namely earth, water, fire, air, sky, and 11 sense organs, first developed from the Lord Himself and were thereby shared by the living entities. So the Lord creates everything, the raw materials, and then based on that, Brahma does the secondary creation. So here, Prabhupada is talking about the 16 principal creative elements. As you go deeper into the Bhagavatam, there will be 24 plus 1, 25. So what are these 16? The 5 gross elements, which is earth, water, fire, air, and the sky. And the 11 sense organs. What are the 11 sense organs? The first one is the mind. Then you have the 5 jnana indriyas. What are the jnana indriyas? Through which you can acquire knowledge. And then you have the karma indriyas, through which you act. And of course, here, what is not included in the 16, so it will go under the category of 24. You will also have the object of senses, like the taste, smell, touch, sound, etc., hearing, etc. So in this way, Prabhupada is referring to all of these raw elements along with the sense organs, the sense objects, and the knowledge acquiring senses are all created by the Lord. Thus, the material elements were created for the enjoyment of the living entities. The beautiful arrangement behind all material manifestations is therefore made possible by the energy of the Lord. And the individual living entity can only pray to the Lord to understand it properly. Since this whole universe and cosmos is such a complex system, Prabhupada is saying at best we can pray to the Lord and ask Him to give us a little bit of an understanding, the proper understanding. We will not be able to understand it fully. Since the Lord is a supreme entity, different from Shukadeva Goswami, the prayer can be offered to Him. The Lord helps the living entity to enjoy material creation, but He is aloof from such false enjoyment. Shukadeva prays for the mercy of the Lord, not only for being helped personally in presenting the truth, but also for helping others to whom he would like to speak. So you can see here that Shukadeva Goswami is saying that the Lord is the origin of everything. And then when he lies down as Garbhodakashaya Vishnu within each universe, then his Purusha incarnation and the Kshirodakashaya Vishnu all come into play. So everything is the essence of the Lord. So everything that we see in this cosmos is actually the Lord's Shakti potency. So Shukadev Goswami here concludes, before he is answering Parikshit Maharaj's question, he is first glorifying the Lord. So after he has completed glorifying the Lord, he will then answer Parikshit Maharaj's questions.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.